Hello, what's up guys? So welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all good. I haven't done sort of like a vlog style episode in this sort of prep series in a while. Obviously we had Body Power. Got an exciting event this weekend as well, which I'm going to be vlogging. But the response on the Body Power vlog seemed to be pretty good. You like the, I think people just like the experience and just like seeing different people go to Body Power. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just multiple people vlogging it. But it was good. It was a good weekend, and obviously Andrew competing was amazing, and him placing second was a superb result for us both. And he's happy, I'm happy, and that was the main thing that we took home from that, is that, you know, despite potentially some opinions wanting him to win, you know, it is what it is. You can't influence the result, and it's a subjective sport, so we just got to take it as it is, and that's bodybuilding for you. But yeah, today I'm in the car. I'm just about to go in for a pool session, which I'm going to voice over or explain at least, because there's some things that have changed, and I think that it would provide benefit for you guys to know the rationale behind some of the things that have changed, the reasoning behind so, because when you make exercise variations or rotations in movements, there's always got to be rationale. If there's no rationale, it just doesn't make sense. There's no reason to change something. So it's very, very important that we discuss as to why I'm changing some things in this pool session. Prep update. So how are things going with myself? Very well, thank you for asking. My body weight last week dropped by 2 pounds on average, which is, to be honest guys, what I need at the moment. Now, you know, essentially this is the stage where, like, I'm about 11 and a half weeks out now. So this is the stage where I'm like, okay, it is relatively close. And I start to look at my physique and analyze it on a more frequent basis and think, okay, am I going to be ready for this show? Have I got enough time to lose the amount of body weight that I need to lose? The confusing thing is, when you get to a certain point in your prep, and some may be able to relate to this, you start to think that you're behind. And then you also think, okay, well, the last time I was at this stage in this sort of prep, every pound started to make a difference. And that is realistically what I'm seeing now. It's like every little last pound that comes off me from now on, I see it in the mirror. I'm like, okay, wow, like I can see detail coming through in my legs. I can see detail coming through in my upper body a little bit. And the thing is with me is that my upper body just comes in much faster than my lower. You know, my lower half is very, very stubborn to get lean. So I know I've got a good at least 10 pounds to take off, and with 11 and a half weeks, we're gonna have to put the hammer down. But guys, don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. This is my accountability. I will be in shape, and if I'm not, then it's my own fault, because I've done this prep myself. I've laid out the scheduling, and I'm willing to work my goddamn arse off for this. I'm willing to pour everything into it, so I will be ready. And I'm not the type of person to say 4 weeks out that bodybuilding is hard but balance is more important. No, like, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. And there are guys like that, and that's fine. Like, I totally appreciate it, but I'm not like that. You know, when I invest myself for this will be a 28-week diet up until the first show, and then obviously if I do subsequent shows, it'll be even longer. Man, I'm pouring everything into this. There's no chance I'm leaving anything on the table. So yeah, put your belt on, guys. Strap in tight, because it's going to be a strong 12 weeks coming up. But I'm going to stay positive, stay happy, keep a smile on the face. And yeah, we're going to crush this pool workout. So I will see you in there, guys, and speak in a bit. Bye. Hey guys, and welcome to this informative as hell pull workout voiceover. So as I promised, today I'm going to explain as to why I've changed some things around on my pull workout. So my session used to start with rack pulls. Now, rack pulls are a big move, so they're going to be quite taxing on your low back recovery. Now, what I want to do at the moment is I want to maximize my deadlift training day. My deadlift training day comes on a Friday. My pull day comes on a Wednesday, so they're quite close together. And what I found was that I was still able to deadlift, so I was still able to have the recovery capabilities to perform a deadlift safely and effectively, but I wasn't maximizing that deadlift day. So to maximize a given movement, normally a compound, you've got to take into account your entire week. You can't just take into account that day and the variables that you control on that given day. So my main goal with this session is to train my back in a manner that provides both horizontal and vertical pulls, but also minimize low back fatigue or low back recovery requirements after the session. Now, you'll see that actually I did do quite a lot of moves that not necessarily favorable of that goal. And what I mean by that is I'm doing, for example here, I'm doing single arm double rows. They're quite taxing on the low back, as are pendlay rows. But what I've found is I recover a hell of a lot better from them, and I'm able to do them much more effectively than I am from doing a rack pull. The one thing that you've got to consider as well, guys, with a rack pull is that if you place that on a back day, what I've found is the accumulative fatigue or the intra-session fatigue that crosses over into all of your pulling movements is extremely high. And that's what people don't take into account, is that, again, like I said, you've got to consider your entire week. So you've got to consider what you're doing Monday that will affect Wednesday. You've got to consider what you're going to do Wednesday that's going to affect Friday. But you've also got to consider how your session is set up in the actual day itself. So when I was rack pulling, I'd be so fucked and so fried from the rack pulls that when I'd go on to my pull movements or my pull downs, my potential rows, especially my dumbbell curls, and this is potentially why, you know, I think that my arm, my development in my arms has potentially regressed in past years, is because from an aspect of retaining muscle, not from an aspect of over the years they've regressed, because they haven't, they've improved. But I think that doing a rack pull on this day was just too much. Like I just couldn't recover from that, and couldn't put my full effort into my training that followed it. So guys, if your goal is getting a huge back, yes, rack pulls will be favorable of that goal, because you'll build up your erectors, you'll get some nice thickness developed, and it will cross over nicely into a potential deadlift as well, helping with the top range. But I think if you want the biggest back possible, you've really got to have at least one day where you are primarily focused on your more isolation moves, or your horizontal and your vertical pulls. Because those are what is going to build your back to a decent extent. Also, I'd like to add that when you are sort of situating or setting up a pull day, just think as to potentially what you want to improve the most. So is it sort of vertical pulls and you want to improve your back width, or is it more sort of, oh, I lie. Is it more sort of wide grip to sort of focus on the width, or is it more so closer grips to focus on sort of the thickness of the back? And situate these days in a manner that you see fit. And this can sometimes be across 2 days. But yeah, I've rambled on for a little bit too long, guys. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Ask away in the comment section, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers, guys.